Hi there, welcome to this video. This is Tina from tinaheals.com. And if you have your ascendant in Aries, your moon in Leo, and your sun in Sagittarius, then welcome. This is the right place. So you have your ascendant in cardinal fire male. You have your moon in fixed fire male. And you have your sun in immutable fire male. So you can see there's a lot of fire energy that is happening. The thing with this is if you don't know how to ground this energy, this can be very impulsive, very temperamental, very restless, and it can burn, baby, burn. So the best thing to do is understand how to work with the energies of each of these signs. So now the degree of the horizon rising, the degree of the zodiac, I keep making this mistake, the degree of the zodiac rising on the eastern side of the horizon at the moment of your birth is your ascendant, and the sign on which it falls is your rising sign. So you have your ascendant in Aries, which is the archetype of the leader, the initiator, the pioneer. You're not afraid of conflict. You're not afraid of going to war for what you believe in or for what you think is right. Why? Because you're ruled by Mars, the god of war and strife. And you love everything red because Mars is the red planet. It is the I do principle, action principle. Without Mars, we cannot get much done. So, you know, yes, it's about war, yes, it's about conflict, but it's also about getting things done. Now, with an Aries ascendant and Leo moon and Sag sun, you're definitely masculine. Very masculine. Even if you're a female, the way you look, the way you act, you're very masculine. So find balance with the feminine parts of you, the more receptive, the more intuitive, the more healing parts of you. Otherwise, you could swim in the agitating fires of Aries, Leo and Sagittarius and not know why things don't manifest or culminate. It's very important to ground this energy. Now, the ascendant is, when you walk into a room, people perceive you through the filter of your ascendant sign. It's who you are, it's how you look, it's the sum total of your personality. And with your Aries ascendant, you walk in with a purposeful stride. You're not afraid of eye contact. You raise your eyebrows. You're ready to stare down any competitor or enemy. You're not afraid to say what you feel. You're not afraid to agitate people. And you may thrive on conflict, as I said certain times. Aries and Sag both not known to be diplomatic or tactful, so you can be quite open and clear and think you're being honest, but it can come across as tactless, so be careful of that. Know when to say what. It's very important, but that's something I guess you will learn as you mature, as your planets mature. And now the ascendant is how you look, as I told you. So you have an edginess in your eyes, a restlessness in your aura. Impatience is the vibe you go with, You have ruddy complexion. You may not have very thick, lustrous, long hair, too much fire. Even though you have a Leo moon with this particular combination, I don't know if you're really having difficult aspects to Mars or the Sun or Jupiter, then you may have fragile hair. Too much fire anyway burns the hair, and Aries rules the head. So being the part of the body that is ruled by your ascendant sign, this is automatically in focus. So having so much fire can be about creativity, newness. Interestingly, with Sagittarius is talking about fire, the Knight of Wands just came to my mind. the Knight of Wands leaving for his crusade, and thinking he's justified when he puts that dagger into the enemy's heart. So anyway, I'll get to that. But having an Aries ascendant, you have very well-defined facial features, piercing prominent eyes, very long sharp nose, prominent cheekbones, thin lips, narrow chin, ruddy complexion. You love your highlighters, you love your eye makeup if you do, you love streaks in the hair if you do. With difficult aspects, you may develop eye issues. Okay, difficult aspects to Mars especially. You may develop eye issues, migraine, sensitivity to gum and teeth, hypertension, high blood pressure, ENT issues. Okay, even if you don't wear glasses, you probably love wearing shades, because Aries loves to emphasize their head. Okay, now Virgo is your 6th house, so you could suffer from stress and anxiety. Be mindful of that. If you let stress and anxiety go out of hand, then you can, as I said, face migraine. Virgo rules the digestive system. So be mindful of what you put in, what you digest, and whether it reacts with your migraine. I've seen a lot of people with Aries and ascendant 6th house Virgo, especially Mars is on the 6th house cusp. They do tend to develop this classical migraine or other forms of migraine. Be careful of that. Other than that, you are the infant of the zodiac, so go out there, soak in experiences, soak in newness. The agitating fires of Aries, as I said, is not a soothing influence, but it is absolutely necessary, because this is the first sign of the zodiac. Everything is new and fresh. As Claudius Ptolemy said in the Tetrabiblos, that the moistness of spring forms a primary beginning in the zodiac, similar to the beginning of animal life. So everything is birthed anew with Aries, which is why it is the infant of the zodiac. The infant can be selfish. So Stephen Forrest, the eminent astrologist, says that the goal of Aries should be enlightened selfishness. It's alright to be selfish, and growing up is not easy, we know that, growing pains and whatnot, teeth, gums, bones, whatnot, but we all have to go through it, right? I mean, who can avoid it? Who can escape it? Not even kings can. And other than that, you're very swift and fast, probably have a very fast metabolism also. And during hard aspects to Mars, I would say be careful of fires, road rage, accidents, driving under the influence, or guns, heavy machinery. As I said, be careful of all that. Keep your impulsiveness in check. Now, Leo moon, fixed fire. This is beautiful, because Leo is ultimately about the will to be the authentic self. It is the first sign of individuation and creativity and children and artistry. So having a 5th house moon definitely means you're autistic, okay? You're autistic, you're creative, you are an artist. 5th house moon in Leo. Be very childlike, connected to your childhood. You'd love to work with children and be very creative with them. The downside of Leo moon is narcissism, vanity, bragging, the non-stop need to be center of attention, and all that. But ultimately the sun brings light, and so Leos bring light to humanity. The sun shines the light on the solar system, and it sustains us, and the wisdom of Leo sustains humanity in so many ways. They can be actors, writers, models, athletes, politicians, but they can be great teachers. Ultimately, Leo is all about illumination. So they're great teachers. Now you have a ninth house sun. So yeah, you're definitely, Sag sun is amazing, trining your moon and your ascendant, free flow of how the world perceives you, your emotions, and who you really are. It's beautiful, you know, and your goals, right? All of that comes together. Sun is your father, your ambitions, your goals, the masculine side of you, how you take your internal key and project it out onto the world. So having a Sag sun, Sag is ruled by Jupiter. Okay, now interestingly, Aries ruled by Mars in traditional astrology and by Mercury in esoteric astrology. It tells me that Aries is ultimately about higher thinking, the higher plane of the mind. Sun ruled by, Leo ruled by Sun in both soul rulership and traditional rulership, and Sag. Sag is super interesting because Jupiter rules in traditional astrology, and its soul ruler is the Earth. Now, it's the only sign that has Earth as one of its rulers. So, as its ruler, as a soul ruler, I mean, I always wondered that why don't we have Earth getting rulership of something. So here Earth is the sole ruler of Sagittarius. So ultimately we know Sag is very deeply connected with the Earth. That's why Mars and Sag is such a superb placement for athletes. It's the athlete's position. And for you, if you have your Mars and Sag, super powerful, palm on your ninth house, power, trining your ascendant. Your father could have been a foreigner. Ninth house sun, your father could have been a foreigner. You could have grown up in foreign lands. You're ready to understand foreign lands. You're ready to interact with foreign lands and understand life and society from their point of view. You're ready to immerse yourself in other cultures. That's Sagittarius. And no matter what it touches, it expands. Jupiter expands everything. You could be an athlete, you could be an actor, you are a philosopher according to your sun. So you have a dash of the pioneer, a dash of the artist, and a dash of the philosopher. What do you think you can do? You can do pretty much anything. But remember, 3 of these signs are not good at detailing, not good at wrapping up, great at starting new things, new initiatives, but not great with follow through. And 3 of this can be very brash. As I said, you can speak your mind and think, oh, I said whatever I had to say, but that can really hurt people. So be very mindful of that. Sagittarius sun can be very, very brash, but they don't do it in a malicious way. It's just they tell things how they see them. They call a spade, okay, and that may be hard for some other people to accept, but super powerful. Aries, Leo, and Sag, the 3 of their signs, and definitely Sag is the most spiritual of the 3 of them. So let me know in the comments below if you like what I do. Thumbs up, subscribe please, otherwise I can't do what I do. Spread the information that there is somebody out there who is tackling all of the sun, moon, ascendant combinations, and may universe send me some help. Thank you.